the day when we get the electoral office outside the office of the Prime Minister.
We have to work on that. That have to
Let me
happen.
tell you something, Colin, before we go away.
Yeah.
If the electoral office stay in the office of the Prime Minister, dog, yam democracy in Jamaica.
Nyamu
I
supper.
remember before I go, Adolf Hitler became the Chancellor of Germany in 1932 by the ballot.
By the
The
ballot.
dictator was up created by the ballot. 1932, when Adolf Hitler took over Germany, he won by the ballot.
Yes. Yes.
So take sleep mark that.
I wonder if the people understand what you're saying, Junior. That they put the dictator in place.
Yes,
Thank you, my brother.
we talk.
Blessings.
US
Cool.
dollars in beef offals. That's like the liver and the kidney. Beef trimmings is 16 million US. And then rice is 84 million US dollars.
Blessed is the man that walketh not in the counsel of the ungodly, nor standeth in the ways of sinners, nor sitteth in the seat of the scornful. But his delight is in the law of the Lord, and in his law do we meditate day and night. For we shall be like trees planted by the rivers of water, that bringeth forth our fruit in our season. Our leaves shall not wither, and whatsoever we do shall prosper. Welcome to the Colin Bell Show. Yeah, man. This is Wednesday, October 1, 0110, 2025. So it's the first of the 10th. Yeah, man. Yeah. Good evening and welcome. Blessed is the man that really walketh not in the counsel of the ungodly, nor standeth in the ways of sinners, nor sitteth in the seat of the scornful. But his delight is in the law of the Lord, and in his law do we meditate day and night. For we shall be like trees planted by the rivers of water, that bringeth forth our fruit in our season. Sometimes you have to double it upon them, you know. Our leaves shall not wither, and whatsoever we do shall prosper. Bob Marley says, how can you be sitting there telling us that you care? We have a seat. We have a seat. Right now, the Colin Bell Show. Thanks to all my people on Portland Spice TV. Good evening and welcome to all my Portland Spice ambassadors. People who, since we got so whoops on YouTube, you have been here and we have seen the growth. And we want to thank you for your commitment. Thank you for sharing with us. Those who watch and cut and share, we thank you for being here and spreading the word. God, the work is to spread the word. The truth must be revealed, not going to be said that it was not there. But like one of my callers yesterday said, some people don't want to know the truth. This evening, big show we have lined up. We're going to have Ralston Hyman in a few. And then, of course, I told you from yesterday that the new minted member of parliament for East Portland and shadow minister on youth and human rights, Isaac Buchanan, going to join us at 5 o'clock. Yes, man. And we're going to have a discussion, you know, and we're going to take one or two of your questions for him as well. So spread the word. Spread the word. The big show is on. The Colin Bell Show. We have to look at the economy this evening because, you see, we have been warning. Yeah? We don't hide it. We have been saying to the people that listen to me. We have to get working. We have to stop this matching and twisting and borrowing from Peter to Paul. that now go grow this country. And you're going to hear me constantly talk about growth because it's the most critical thing now in government, governance, growth of the economy. We do some right things and we are at a place. S&P say we are at a crossroads. Statin says we are importing 4 times what we are exporting. Means that you are eating 4 times more than you can afford to. You can't pay for the 4 meals. You are providing 1 meal for the day, but you eat 4. That's what it means. Means your salary can't send 4 picnic to school. Your salary can only send 1 and you have 4. Your salary can't buy 4 shoes. There's only 1 it can buy, but you have to buy 4. Let me break it down for you. That's where Jamaica's economy is. We have a number of clips to play for the item this evening because a number of things are going on. And people are speaking up. Some new, some have been speaking. So, right now, I'm going to look on a couple of them. Let's go. Let's do starting.
Of Jamaica is reporting growth in the economy during Statistical Institute of Jamaica is reporting growth in the economy during the second quarter of this year. Real gross domestic product, or GDP, adjusted for inflation, climbed by 1.6% when compared with a similar period last year. Statin says this was driven by a 3.6% increase in the goods producing sector, which makes up 30% of the economy, and a 1% rise in the services sector, which accounts for 70%. Growth in goods was led by agriculture, which jumped 9.2%, followed by mining and quarrying, which grew by 4.8%. Construction ticked up 1.7%, and manufacturing rose 1.5%. As for services, the biggest increases came from accommodation and food service, up 4.1%, finance and insurance, up 3.9%, and transport and storage, up 1.7%. Real estate and information technology edged up by 0.2% each, while defense and administration rose by 0.9%. Wholesale and retail trade was flat, while electricity and water, along with education and health, declined. In the labor market, Jamaica's unemployment rate fell to 3.3% in the third quarter of this year. That's down from 3.6% in the similar period last year. But the underemployment rate held steady at 5%. Labor force participation climbed to 69.1%, with 75% for males and 63.4% for females. The employed labor force now stands at 1.44 million people, made up of 775,600 men and 665,500 women, representing growth of 3.4% for men and 1% for women. Sagicor.
Yeah, so that is it. That is the report from Statin. Yeah, Raleigh, hold the line for me there. So, Statin telling you clearly, but there's also some argument from Mr. Mahfood. Listen to this.
The former JMEA president says the Jamaican economy cannot afford another 5 years of stagnation. According to Mr. Mahfood, many Jamaicans still recall the much-touted JLP promise of 5 in 4. That's 5% GDP growth in 4 years, which never materialized. He says with a renewed mandate, it would be folly for the government to simply continue business as usual and expect a different result. Mr. Mahfood says urgent action is needed. He outlined 9 measures he believes can jumpstart the economy. The first is reducing the cost of the public sector from 13% of GDP to 10% over the next 5 years. He says Jamaica's public sector wage bill has swelled after recent compensation reviews, which is crowding out resources that could otherwise fund development programs. It's for this very reason that Mr. Mahfood says the government cannot afford to increase public sector wages at this time. He's also calling for lower interest rates to spur productive investment. Mr. Mahfood says the present high-rate regime is strangling the productive sector. Only yesterday, the country's central bank held its key policy rate at 5.75%, but commercial banks have been slow to reduce their lending rates. He says it's not justified based on the present low rate of inflation and significant foreign exchange reserves in hand. Mr. Mahfood wants alignment with inflation and productivity.
Yeah, man.
Wagwan, brother.
Yeah, man. Yeah.
You know this report, yeah? We played the starting report just a while ago.
Mm-hmm.
And then we played a report from Mr. Mahfood talking about what government needs to do to start growing the economy. But first, Raleigh, just break down the starting report for us.
Which one are the reports? There are 2 reports yesterday.
The one that speaks about agriculture up. Let me play it.
So you're talking about the GDP report.
Growth in the
Yes.
economy during the second quarter of this year. Real gross domestic product, or GDP, adjusted for inflation, climbed by 1.6% when compared with a similar period last year. Statin says this was driven by a 3.6% increase in the goods producing sector.
You've heard it before, Ralston. Do I need to play it?
No.
Right, because I played it already for the listeners. So that is the one I want you to break down for us.
Yeah, man. Yeah, well, as Statin said, the GDP climbed by 1.6% during the second quarter of this year compared with the second quarter of last year.
Yes.
The goods producing sector, which accounts for 30% of GDP, climbed by 3.6%, and the services sector was up by 1%. Within the goods producing sector, agriculture was up by 9.2%, construction 1.7%, manufacturing up by 1.5%, mining was down by 4.8%. Within the services sector, the tourism sector grew by 4.1%, financial and insurance services 3.9%, transport 1.7%, public administration 0.9%, information and communication 0.2%, real estate and renting, which includes the BPO sector 0.2%, wholesale and retail was flat, electricity, water and gas 2.6% decline, education and health services down by 0.5%.
So the third quarter. That's the third quarter?
No, this is the second quarter.
Right, because I was wondering third quarter, that's quick. So that's the second quarter for the year 2025. We have a 1.6% growth. Is that what it's saying? Simple. Simply saying that we are growing out of the recession, but does that takes us out of stagnation, Ralston?
No, we're still stagnating. We're still crawling along. Yep.
All right. So we hear this argument also. They spoke about unemployment is down, but of course, significantly to that, underemployment remains at 5%. What does that mean?
Yeah, man, the unemployment rate just barely kicked down by 3 percentage points from 3.6% in July of last year to 3.3% in July of this year.
And where they said those jobs came from?
Well, the majority of the jobs, they say that the managerial category, 10,300 jobs, wholesale and retail, 8,800 jobs, manufacturing, 7,600 jobs, service and sales workers, 7,300, accommodation services, tourism sector, 7,400, craft and related trades, 6,400. So 32,000 new jobs were created between July of 2024 and July of 2025.
And these are mostly jobs that you're getting what, minimum wage?
Yeah, man.
So
apart from the managerial category.
All right. So Mr. Mahfood Ralston is saying that government must cut public sector worker. How can that be done?
That's not going to happen. The way you have to do it is grow the GDP. When Isaac Clarke busted the budget, he told them that you grow the GDP to get the ratio down back to the 9% or the 10%.
Right.
So you have to grow the economy. That's not going to work.
So you can't cut. So what Mr. Mahfood is saying is not going to happen.
No, I told him that already. That's not going to happen.
Now, where is the growth going to come from now, Ralston? This is the question now, you know.
Well, as the numbers indicated, the largest growth within the contribution to the 1.6% growth was agriculture, which was up by 9.2%. And we see the accommodation services, which is tourism again, which is part of Brand Jamaica. So it tells you that if you're growing the economy, it means that agriculture, Brand Jamaica, the same creative industries twinned up with tourism and those things that you're talking about. Yeah.
But are they ready? Are they moving? You see any movements?
Well, we hear the argument that they say that they're going to do that. So we'll just have to wait and see. Nothing has happened since the election. So we'll just have to wait and see. But those are some of the policy indicators that they pointed to. Now, another important point is reducing the interest rates. And the governor and his monetary policy committee got it very wrong on Monday. And one of the things that they told us is that Planning Institute of Jamaica, Wayne Henry and the crew provided them with anecdotal information that the economy is estimated to have grown by 3 to 4% during the period June to September, which is just totally ridiculous. So that
would be the third quarter.
Yeah, man. Mm-hmm.
So they are saying, so the Planning Institute is saying that the Jamaican economy will grow by 3 to 4% in the third quarter of 2025.
They use that as part of the explanation for not reducing the interest rates after S&P told us that our rate of growth is way below countries with similar rating.
So
rather than cut the interest rate, they told us that nonsense and kept the rates at the same level.
Is
the
it
rates
that
have to come down if we're going to drive growth?
Is it that we are running the country on imaginary numbers? We just think of some numbers.
Say, anecdotal evidence, and them have the BOJ had the gall to write that in a release to the public.
My God.
Henry's gut feeling, yeah.
So anecdotal evidence.
Anecdotal evidence, yeah, man.
So that means these are not no real evidence, you know, people.
No, there's no scientific data. There's no measured data to say that. You just run some numbers through a computer and then tell them that and them accepting that.
What is this that they are saying that we are going to produce to get this 3 to 4% growth?
Well, they never told us. That's the point I'm making. They never told us.
and nobody asked them.
No, nobody asked us. Nobody asked about nothing. So we still even give thanks to John Mahfood that him come out and say something. Because apart from him and Omar Azan, nobody within that crew asked about nothing.
But have we called them to the table, Ralston? Have we invite them to the table to sit down and answer?
Yeah, man, and then that's certain, man. Then they never get the invitation. When you call them, they never bother come. They find some excuse to give you why they can't come.
Why they can't take a telephone interview? Yeah, because the technology is good these days. You don't have to forward telephone interview.
It has nothing to do with technology. It has nothing. Them just don't want to comment on nothing in relation to what is happening now. Just like what happened in America. It's a kind of fear syndrome.
But the people have to cry out for more answers, though. It can't just be that you just tell us something and then we also see from the other side that things are falling apart.
Yeah, man. Yep.
We've been saying it. Here is S&P now come out and say, listen, Jamaica, you are at a crossroads.
Mm-hmm.
You need to do something about growth in the country.
And the governor pretended that he never hear and still keep the interest rates at the same level.
But the governor is also saying that if I bring down the interest rate, the commercial banks now move, so it don't make no sense. What do you say about that?
No, well, it can't be. It can't be. The primary role of the central bank is to control the money supply at a level that is consistent with the highest employment and growth possible and the lowest inflation.
Yeah.
So if the governor can't tell us why the man then respond to when he says something about it, it don't make no sense to pay me for that amount.
But Raleigh, isn't that a fact?
Sorry?
Isn't that a fact that him bring down the rate before? How much time? 3 times before?
Yeah, and what I said to you, the strategy can be to surrender. So the governor has said to the Minister of Finance, the governor responsible for monetary policy, the Minister of Finance responsible for the overall economy, and the Prime Minister responsible for the overall country. So the governor can't take the path of least resistance and say, boy, I'm not cut the rates because them money now respond, because cutting the rates is important to grow the economy. So I need to seek help from the Prime Minister and the Minister of Finance. So the bankers them say they want the asset tax to be reduced.
So now, the Prime Minister and the Minister of Finance not see what happen. Why the Bank of Jamaica need to call to them? They are blind?
Precisely. So
and them have the burden And them have the biggest burden, the biggest responsibility to
Of
the
course,
people.
that's the point I was going to make. She's responsible for the overall economy, and the Prime Minister is responsible for the overall country. And if S&P and the people of Jamaica said to them that the country not growing fast enough and we need to accelerate growth, and interest rates is one of the constraints, that is holding back growth. And the bankers said, by the way, the asset tax is one of the problems that we have. The Minister of Finance and the Prime Minister know that the asset tax should have been removed from 2016. Now, the asset tax is only $13 billion, half of 1% of the total assets of the banking sector. So the government was planning to give away $13.5 billion with a 1% reduction in the income tax rate from 25%.
And
so
they were going to do 10% reduction.
Sorry?
They were going to do 10% reduction, not just one.
No, yeah, but I'm saying like in year one, so then try to give the man them a timetable and say, by the way, okay, we'll do the full eliminate the thing this year. I will eliminate it over a 2-year period, just like what the opposition gave a timetable. And as a quid pro quo, why you bring down the interest rates?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And
so you need to approach the man them with some negotiation to get the thing done. It can't be that way, so boy. Them not bring the rates down, so we now about to bring the rates down at the central bank. That is not a good policy. It means that we pay the governor for nothing then.
So is it
we pay them for nothing, not just the governor.
Or is it that the banks wheel a bigger stick that they can't move? What about the legislatures that can really change things?
Well, all of that would have to be a part-time, but you have to give the man a carrot. You need to bring down the asset tax and then you impose the legislation and then you have the thing about the government deposits being spread across the banking sector, not just with the two oligopolies in the sector. All of those things are part of the toolkits that the government has can deal with the problem.
But Ralston,
it can't be that the governor said, boy, I'm not reducing interest rates because they're never do nothing. No.
Who making a bag of money right now, Ralston?
The banks.
So, let me ask you this. Because I look on this thing here from the other day. The banks have this government in them pocket. Remember, you know, Fitzjackson did bring a bill to the parliament and said, banks, don't charge Jamaicans to deposit your money. Don't charge Jamaicans to withdraw your money. Don't charge Jamaicans to check them balance at a minimum service to the people. And this government voted in favor of the banks to continue to charge us. Yeah, so when I see them not doing nothing and not taking no firm stands on the bank, is the bank control them? Am I right or am I right?
Yeah, but there was, the people voted back for the government, so the people must control the government, and the people want growth and improvements in their living standards. So the people have to come down heavily on the government and make them know, say, we want the rates go down. It can't be that everybody is a deafening silence. It's only John Mahfood and Omar Zan from the business community to talk about those things.
But Raleigh, you're the government to read it. You know the government to read it? You never hear Tough Tan say the opposition must shut on them out. We win this thing here. We are run this thing here. So how them are read it is that the people them say, do what you did that do. Continue with what you do. I saw them are read it.
Yeah, the people just have to accept the poverty and the poor living standard if that them want.
But we, Ralston, we attack these things here. We have bad news where we just attack and preach doom and gloom upon the government.
Well, people can't say that, but we just have to follow the numbers and I say what the numbers are saying. And the numbers are saying, and the international people are saying that we're not growing fast enough for the people in the street are bad for them hungry and this and that and the whole place are washer and them thing there. So, I mean, them have to take a decision as to what they want them government to do for them because they voted for the government. I'm
not going to keep you long, Ralston, but Statin also says that we are importing 4 times what we are exporting. What does that mean?
And that has been consistent and the trade gap continues to deteriorate. Yes, and that's a very big problem that needs to be solved. As long as you're running these massive trade deficits, then you can't grow because you can't grow by importing and selling to yourself 2.7 million poor people. You have to be exporting, and that is part of the problem, and that is part of the problem that the governor has. The governor thinks that demand management. Right now, today, they are mopping up $14 billion out of the system. All of that is very negative because dollar is still not stable. Yesterday, the people in the foreign exchange market responded to is not reducing the interest rates by pushing the exchange rate from 161.05 to 161.22. forcing him to come back today to mop up another 14 billion out of the system. That money should be used to increase export earnings, train the labor force, and all of those things.
Ralston, why we don't hear anything from the government? Anything at all on
I
these
don't know why
issues?
they are so silent. Maybe they run out of ideas.
No,
because it is clear, because everything that we're doing are things that we used to do before the election. Nothing new is coming out of the government.
What is the issue with America before you go, Ralston? What is happening in America right now? The country.
Well, government.
American government gets shut down?
Yeah, government is shut down. I want to explain that to the people. When the American government shut down, it's a big blow to every government across the world, because America is the largest economy and everybody have to do business in America. The government shut down, so most of the services provided by the government, including embassy services and all of those services, are shut down now. So it affects the world. Now, the cause for the shutdown is that Donald put 100% tariff on any drugs that are not needed in the USA. And at the same time, he want to reduce and remove the subsidy from drugs. That would leave 20 million Americans without health care. And the Democrats are saying we're going to have none of that, because the money that he might get from the tariffs and the subsidy that he might remove, he might use that now for fund the tax break to his rich friends, while at the same time cutting the American deficit. So the poor people must pay for his billionaires to get more money by dying, doing it without jobs. So he raise the price of drugs and he might remove the subsidy at the same time.
So
there's a 100% duty on any drugs not made in America. You know?
No, but something I don't want to say what I want to say about Trump and his actions. But if this
they are bizarre and naive and stupid.
How long can this continue, Ralston?
It can't continue. The man is disrupting the world with each passing day. It cannot continue for much longer.
But hold on, I want to remind you something, The big depression that started in 2007, 2008.
Yeah,
that depression was caused by US and what they did in Iraq,
Yeah, man.
So what I am seeing now is like US building another depression.
Yeah, man, another recession. They did that in the 1930s, and we are going to see the same impact. Yeah.
Is this deliberate, Ralston, or is just the stupidity of the man?
That's a monumental exercise in futility and stupidity, man. Just to understand things.
And who can stop him?
Well, only the American people when the time comes to the midterm elections.
Which is coming soon.
Yeah, which is coming soon, next year.
So tell me something now, Raleigh. What are the plans that we are putting in place as a small island nation to really prepare for these shocks?
Well, the government is yet to announce anything that they are doing.
All right, finally, we're talking about lack of growth and all of that. What about civil servants' salary, Ralston? Because salary negotiations are going on now. What is possible and what the government have the ability to do?
Well, I don't know what they plan to do, though. Seriously. Don't know what they plan to do, but I do not believe that the people in the civil service are going to accept anything less than something in line with the rate of inflation, which is effectively a wage freeze.
And people are saying...
Remember, as we said before, and as S&P has made it clear, and we're glad that they make it clear, because when we say so, them say we're bad news wars and them things.
Yeah.
The government is on track to reach the 60% 1 year before time. They don't have to do that.
And
the primary surplus, or the amount of money that they use to service the debt, was 10 billion higher than it should be during the first 5 months of this year. So the money they can use to pay the public servants and help fix up the place so that when rain fall, everything will flood out. And
but what about getting into some form of production, Ralston? Isn't it government responsibility to kickstart production in the country if production is lacking?
Yeah, well, I'm trying to do that by spending more on capital and reducing the interest rates and giving some incentives to the producers and them things. Yeah. Reduce all of them things that the export, the detective story related to export. They have export, you have to full out all kind of this, all kind of that. The cost of exporting is more than the cost of importing it. So them have all of those things that them can do. That's why them have hard remarks. Them say supposed to reduce the bureaucracy and all of those things and free up them things.
But wasn't that the responsibility of the Prime Minister in the last administration?
Yeah, man.
Ministry of Economic Growth and Job Creation.
Yeah, man, and them feel like it's miserable. Yeah, man.
But the people voted me back even with that kind of failure.
Yeah, man, just like how them vote back for Trump in America. So you have to blame the people. That's why I said about to accept them face, because I don't do everything. Yeah.
But what about those who tried their best and never vote for it? I forgot to face it same way.
Them say democracy have to accept the results. So I don't quite go.
Raleigh, it tough. It's a tough situation.
Man. Yeah, we need to hear from the administration what them order for grow the economy. Yeah, we need.
Yeah, well, I am going to write to them because I request some interview. I request them formally in writing
man, because we need to hear.
Yeah, have you requested any of the finance minister yet?
No, sir. She not come for my program.
Raleigh send off something. No say she not come. We need to. You see, that's how we are let them off of the hook by not sending the request. We must send the request.
But every day me send out a public request to them. The Prime Minister can't have all of the time for the program.
Send him something in writing.
All of the time on the program when they want.
Let's write.
We want the public to hear that we invite them. But that's why I send them a letter and it looked like we never said nothing. We want John public to know that we have invited them.
Yes. So send them the letter, talk about it. After a while, we start show the letter them per year.
Yeah, man.
But we send to them, man. Because we need to hear.
Yeah, man.
We need answers to the question. We need to know.
We need answers, man. They can't just keep silent,
And all are we blank.
Yep.
Raleigh, big up yourself. We talk again.
All right, brother. Blessings.
Yeah,
blessed luck. Yeah, man.
Cool. Ralston Iman, top financial analyst in Jamaica, talking about what is happening in Jamaica right now. 5 o'clock, we're going to have Isaac Buchanan. So in the meantime, we open the phone lines. 876-804-7072. Colin Iman. Power Wednesday. Blessings. UK shout out. Big up on yourself, man. Big up on yourself. So, when we look at the whole thing now, we've been saying it. And I know those of you here are understanding what is happening. When we look across over Uncle Sam still, we are concerned about anything we happen over Uncle Sam. Because anything we happen over Uncle Sam affect us right here. 876-804-7072. Good evening.
Hi, Mr. Trumpet. Blessing you.
Welcome to Portland Spice TV, my brother.
Yes, man. I love hearing Ralston talking and bring the reality to the people.
Yeah, I just want people to understand that is the unadulterated truth. Yeah, that's the unadulterated truth.
Yeah.
Just as it is.
The people voting in and them have to just bear it out.
Yeah, because they are reading it that the people say, yo, whatever on that do, brother, we not a problem with it. Do nothing.
Right.
And therefore, that's where we have the problem.
Yeah, man. That's exactly it,
Yeah.
All right, another thing I want to talk about. This thing with Paul Buchanan and the Prime Minister.
Yeah.
The constituency. It's a sticky situation, Colin.
I am reviewing the case in my head. I am no lawyer.
Yeah.
But when we look upon it, and if we talk about the precedents that has been set, where the seat was overturned because in one case they were saying that too many people voted. In this case, he's pleading that too little people voted. And I don't know if the two can be classified as comparable. Because one is a perceived action and one is action that actually happened.
Yeah.
So that for me makes a difference.
Right. right?
So we're watching,
And
we're waiting to see.
Yes. Another thing that I am puzzled about, I heard you saying that this man and Babsy will plan to give him their seat. Yeah.
No, a lot of things are going around.
Mm-hmm.
And it was a discussion I was having with Conrad.
Right.
And we hear two different stories. I hear that Desmond is willing to give him his seat. And I hear, and Hobie was saying that he heard that Babsy was willing to give up her seat.
Right.
So it's just all the controversy and the argument going around in the political circle that we were talking about.
Yes. So what would those two do if they give him the seat? Either.
Both of those people are people who are planning to leave the politics.
Okay. So they're giving him a sure seat.
Yeah.
Like always think there's that sure seat for Desmond.
Right. Right, that's all. Yeah, man.
Oh, God, boy, I tell you, Colin, this Jamaica that we're living in, if we wonder if we're really living in a real world, like the people have sense, believe me, we really have to ask the questions, these things,
Yeah, man.
Yeah, I tell you. Anyway, big up yourself, brother.
Thanks for the call.
Every time.
Yeah, man.
I watch you every time because your discussion and thing is so interesting.
Boy, we are taking on the work to try to educate the people. Too many people in Jamaica don't understand about governance and how the country is run, and that's why you have so many people say that they don't vote. But respect and thanks for the call.
Yes, man, because I learned a lot from you. Trust me, I've learned a lot from you.
Blessings, my brother. This is the Colin Bell Show. We're live on Portland Spice TV at YouTube. If you have not yet subscribed to the channel, please subscribe, like, and share. Go ahead, caller.
Colin, evening.
Hey, Marshy, wagwan.
Yes, my dear.
Bless up.
When my food I say?
My food is saying that the government needs to cut the public sector wage bill from 13% of GDP down to 10%. So my food is saying to the government, they need to fire some people. He's also depositing that those people will be gobbled up by the private sector. I don't know if it goes so, if that will happen. But
what can go so?
Like what Ralston is saying though, I don't believe in doing that. I believe that the government should try and grow the economy. That's what needs to happen.
That's what needs to happen.
Growth will fix that issue.
Yes.
Hold the line, Marshall. Don't move. Hold on. Hello, good evening. Welcome to the Colin Bell Show.
Good evening, Colin. How are you doing?
Hold on, Junior. Coming back to you. Yeah, Marshy.
Yes.
So, go ahead.
Some name from the IC been sent to Parliament. Am I right?
We don't know if there are names. 4 reports have been sent to the Parliament.
Good.
With indicative ruling as well.
Yes. Now, I can tell you this. None of those is from the PNP.
You can't be sure because you don't know what they are.
Well, listen to me.
It can be somebody who filed late,
If it was.
It can be also some councillors.
If any of them was from the PNP, Nationwide would know, and you hear George Davis reporting for Nationwide News.
Tell her. God, they know some things, brother.
They know some things.
Oh,
and
hallelujah.
They can hear some things. Tell her. So we sure that none of them is from the PNP.
Let me ask you something. You think those reports contain any of the illicit investigations?
Thy kingdom come, O Lord, thy rule on earth begin. Hey! I want to answer you this way. One of who's supposed to release the report in Parliament, me believe one of them, the name depend it. Now, the opposition have got to work in a Parliament.
Hold on there. Hold on. Somebody's saying, but they reported that they had an increase in growth of, well, no, they are saying that we grow 1.6% in the second quarter
quarter
of 2025.
Yeah.
Yeah, man.
Well, heaven help us. I hope to God it's true.
The second quarter, Minty, in 2024, we had a decrease. The second, third, and fourth quarter. Yeah.
Ralston, one time, you see, me used to hear Eric Bell, Hugh Small, Edward Seaga, Foggy Mullins. Those names that I call.
Yeah.
You know what position they did hold in the government?
I don't finance them, did all.
Of course, it was finance.
Finance,
and those men would come out and talk to the country.
But you know, have to go so far. Dr. Nigel Clark used to do it.
No.
Right enough for them most.
Me never want to come down there, sir.
Right enough for them most. Dr. Clark would take an interview or two.
They would come and address the nation.
But we don't just want an addressing up, Marsh. I want interviews. I want questions to be asked. When you tell me something, I don't like people just tell me things. Me want to ask you about them and get the detail. Because sometimes you tell me something where not true.
Yes. And make we talk plain.
Yeah, man.
Nobody grown and go talk to Cliff Hughes and George Davis them because we know them people they over there. So tell them people are for them people.
And then
so
guess what?
They now ask a question. Make we hear from journalists who willing to ask the tough question.
Them people can't help them, you know. The people over there so can't help them.
Can't help them.
Ralston can help them. I can help them.
Yes. Because over there, so you know, they don't know. And they don't know that they don't know. And they don't know that they should try and know.
He would know. When some say he who knows and knows he not and knows that he knows not.
Exactly.
What him know.
we in a spot of bother and see my food starts sound the alarm there.
Yeah.
And the alarm starts sound, you know.
Let me tell you something. There's one direction we have to go to growth. And if the government can't go to growth, time come.
I mean, not say anything more. I'm going for your side here.
Yeah, man. Junior.
Yeah.
Blessings. And thanks for holding.
Yeah.
Talk to me.
The economy.
Yes.
What you going through a while ago with Uncle Raleigh? When you analyze everything, you know, realize that the government is an autopilot.
Why? I don't know. They're not moving. No way at all. How can you not call in the banks? Well, remember, Sefieval said they will eventually do it.
Yeah, we're talking slow motion, remember.
Slow motion.
You know, the economy is synonymous to a rocking chair, you know.
Yeah?
It's moving, but not going nowhere.
It's a mark time.
Yeah, it's a mark time.
But, you know, if you mark time, if you keep marking time, you're going to go slow and slow. You know that?
Yeah, definitely. And then it seems as if the people we have in charge have no idea what to do. The other thing, how come you expect the bankers to reduce the interest rate and Brutus Duncan is now a senator?
Where say? The bank have to make money.
The bank don't care. No?
I asked Ralston a while ago who is making the money.
The bank.
The banks are making the money. And we want to know, you know what I think I want to know, Junior? I want to know from my party if the bank give them no money in the election.
Yeah, we need to know.
Because I am wondering. I'm really wondering. And as I said it to Ralston a while ago, coming back from that vote that the GLP voted in favor of the banks, was that really a conscience vote? Or was it a business vote?
Well, you know, you have to vote for your friend.
Eh?
You have to vote for your friend.
He who pays the piper call the tune. How can I talk that?
Your friend, you have a deal with your friend, you know, you have to take care of your friend. You know, see, they give them bring back position in the Senate to take care of the rest of the boys. The other thing to call it,
yes.
if you have a child in the state and you are sending money to them to go to school, it costs you $160 when you go to the bank to send the money. And when your child graduates, and then go and send you the money now for buy your medication, you can only get $145 for your money.
Hold on, when you send it too much, them charge you 160 what?
Them charge you more than, them charge you over $160
for buy a US. Yeah.
Right. And when you get it back the money from US, you can't get more than $145. You see the wickedness?
Yeah, it always, when you look on it, the bank buy like $10 different. Between if you're going there to change your money where you get for it, between if you're going there to buy your money. Yeah.
And I remember, you know, the people who get remittance is not those who live up at St. Andrew, you know.
Junior, you ever hear people talk a statement where them always say jackass said the world no level?
Yeah.
But let me ask you something. The country where I come from, there's a next line to that, you know. But me don't normally hear people use it. You know the other line, Junior?
No, you have to remind me.
Them said jackass said the world no level. But hog say more dig it down.
Okay.
No, it seems like nobody no intend to dig down this thing and make it level. Because everybody just accepts it no level.
The other problem what we have too. Look at the fact that you go and buy a phone for your a chip for your phone, right?
Yeah.
And you have to go to hell and powder to get the chip. And the internet providers can take your number and give to anybody if you don't use the chip for a while. That don't make no sense. That no fear neither. Because me buy a car from you, I mean a license sure car, you can't come back here.
The number is not yours, Junior. So you pay a rent for the number. So when you stop use the number, them take it back. The phone is yours, the chip is yours, but the number is not yours.
So you can move from one internet provider to the other if it's not your number.
No, you can carry the number. But if you stop use the number, them reserve the right to take it.
But that makes no sense to me.
Why? I saw them do it.
Yeah, but no, but it can't make sense because if you buy the number, you have to go to hell and powder to get a number, you know.
You don't
you
buy
have to carry your granny passport to get a number. Right?
You have to find your birth certificate.
You're rough, man. You're rough.
You're your Junior.
Anyway.
Yeah.
Remember, you have to ask Isaac later what me say now. When you get up the videos.
I want me to ask him again.
Ask him what is the decision about the EOJ in the office of the Prime Minister. We need to get it out. We cannot have EOJ in the office of the Prime Minister. Democracy will die in Jamaica.
All right.
All right? We talk.
May I make certain I write it down right in front of me, yes, sir. So me ask him. Junior, big up yourself.
We talk. All right,
blessings. Cool. Blessings. No, it's 10 minutes to 5 o'clock. But there's a next issue I want to touch upon. I listened to Simon Crosskill this morning talking to Ralston. And there's an issue where the commissioner of police say him not take no talk. But let me take this caller and then I play that clip. Go ahead, caller. Good evening.
Yes, sir, Bill. Evening.
Welcome to the show.
Good show running.
Thank you very much.
Yes, sir. Just want to from information, the bill that the government had passed, the teaching thing bill, where if you found other people teaching us, so they would charge them or whatever.
All right, I don't think
it was part,
I don't think it is in action yet. There are some issues with it. The teachers are having issues with it. In fact, the president of the JTA came out and said that any teachers' council must be run by teachers. Because the way how the teacher council is now, based on what they did in the parliament, sound like it's something to victimize, to send teachers to prison. It not sound like something put together for the well-being of teachers. And what Damian Crawford took issue with at its tabling in the parliament, in the debate, are some of the issues that the teachers are now talking about. And saying that they want more say into a teaching council. So it is not yet activated.
Okay, understood. Good. But man, it really look bad though, because we're the education in the country. And if you are going to really restrict anybody from teach a child, it really look like you want to keep people dunce.
Yeah, because what they're basically saying now, even the MP Damian Crawford, who teaches regular for free, that he must now go get whatever and pay money to get it to go teach for free.
Yeah, then that just keep the whole nation illiterate more and more, man.
But again,
that don't mean the country not good.
Again, they might just go through with it because the people give them a third term, saying that we affirm what you have been doing. Continue to do what you're doing. I mean, I saw the people. Then what you mean? That's what that's how I see them dealing with the victory. That the people has given us the mandate to continue what we are doing. So nothing wrong with what them are do.
Yeah, I say it's sad though. It's a country in a sad state. Really sad.
But what else you have to say?
Really? Yeah, you have a point.
Yeah, Tough Tan said the opposition must shut up and go be an opposition.
And them the arrogance, man.
Yeah.
Why? So, all right. Bring on Isaac. Let me hear big boss. I said, thanks for taking the call.
Respect. So more, basically what they are saying is more of the same. I want to play this clip here. Talking from the commissioner of police. Hello, good evening. Welcome to the Colin Bell Show.
Evening, Mr. Bell. I'm calling about the water situation, Draper's Heights, and the garbage.
Yeah.
About 3 months now, we garbage in a collect. We don't have no water. Before election, then give we water Sundays, and couple days before election, we don't have no water.
So it's a Draper's Heights now have no water from little after election?
Yeah, no water at all. Last week, Saturday, then turn in about 10 minutes. We have to rely on the little rain we fall now.
Wow.
And the garbage not collect about 2 months now. Garbage then up here in a collect when it's in a garbage truck.
All right. We're going to talk to the MP in a little while, so those will be put on the table.
Yeah, man, we need some help up here with the water situation and the garbage.
All right. Thanks much.
Okay.
All right. So I'm going to say we'll talk to the MP because as it relates to the garbage, me I see it too. Me I see it.
I don't know if you and Herbert discussed this, but I saw this and I felt I have to comment on it. And maybe there should be a comment from the Ministry of National Security. Let it be clearly stated the JCF, the Jamaica Constabulary Force, will not be dictated to by Jamaicans for Justice, the Independent Commission of Investigations, INDICOM, or any other group on matters of operational deployment of body-worn cameras or any other internal operation strategies. This is what the force said in a statement posted on X on Saturday. Really? So they're not answerable to anybody
No,
then,
the
really.
man was say a bad man thing. We're not answerable to nobody. We're not work for no. Yep. We do whatever we.
Hello, good evening. Welcome to the Colin Bell Show.
Yes, Comrade Bell.
Well, go on, brother.
What is the purpose of the PMP shadow cabinet?
The purpose of the shadow cabinet is to hold government accountable, one. Two, and also provide an alternative, give suggestions to whatever is happening in their area of oversight. So they are actually oversight to the government ministers.
So they are not accountable to the over 401,000 voters vote for the PMP.
No, but remember that they can't implement any
No, they're
policy.
not implement. They're not implement.
No, man, they are accountable to all the people, not just the set
all
that
right.
voted for
you
them.
You know what I say? You hear that clip that you play a while ago?
Mm.
And that call come from the police and murder 20-year-old young man.
Hold on. You can't make that statement because you don't know that. So we're talking about we're talking about the unaliving of the young man down in Clarendon.
Right.
Yeah,
all
man.
right. Well, we have the Minister of Security, Shadow Minister of Security. We have a Minister of Justice. And we have Minister of Youth and Human Rights. And none of them. We had a press conference about it.
No, but Fitz Jackson was out talking about it, and we're going to try to bring on Fitz Saturday morning.
Let me tell you something, man. Talking and just on the PMP platform, not going to help. The press conference that every blogger station and every media will be there carrying it. You can't have so much members on the parliament that don't help. These are a nation issue. They should have a press conference, three of them. Three of them should have a press conference. The Minister of Security, Minister of Justice, and Minister of Youth and Human Rights. So I'm glad to have Mr. Booker and ask that question.
Well,
no people, no. Brethren, you know that. You know that.
Well,
coming from one.
Sam.
Yeah.
Here we go on now. Allow me to talk to the Shadow Minister of Human Rights on the issue, and then we talk back.
Yeah, but then can just send out a release. Hold
on, Sam, hold on. Let me talk to the minister, the Shadow Minister, and get back to you. Why, Sam about me. MP.
Greetings.
Wagwan, brother.
I'm here now. Good day to your listeners.
Let me officially congratulate you, sir, on your overwhelming victory. The victory will mash up the world. The victory that shocked the world, mash up the world. They didn't believe.
Yeah, but Portland did.
Yes. Congratulations again. And also congratulations on your appointment as the Shadow Minister in charge of Human Rights and Youth. Before I can even talk to you about East Portland, Isaac, that man was just on the phone. I actually cut him off to talk to you because he's upset about the opposition stance or the opposition voice on the unaliving of that young man down there in Cherry Tree Lane in Clarendon. And that the PNP didn't have a press conference and vex about it. You want to speak on that first before we get to East Portland?
You know, I'll start by saying that it's every single instances of the unaliving of a youth, of a Jamaican citizen that everybody should be upset about. what one must remember is we're just coming out of an election and the analyzing started from January, and the numbers and the bodies, the count is very high. What we really need to do is realize that it is the government that there should be a response for in terms of just allowing extrajudicial killings to take place, and the basic response is let it come out in the wash, because unfortunately, especially for the Cherry Lane killing, the young man won't come back alive, and we see the evidence that is clear that it was a killing that cannot be justified under any circumstance. So what people need to understand, and everybody should be upset. Everybody in Jamaica should be upset, which is why the tone of the social media space is silent, especially those gadflies who like to criticize and shut up on the issue of body cameras. There's an integrity issue and an honesty issue that we can deal with, but a press conference will only be a repetitive cry by whether it be opposition, whether it be NGOs, Jamaicans for Justice to call them out. It won't change unless the people of Jamaica accept that extrajudicial killings is wrong. And it has become a plague on our society, which I don't think that we should allow it to continue throughout the end of the year so that somebody can boast about statistics of a low murder rate, because murder is murder at any level. Whether it's done by the police or done by the bad man or the gunman or the jealous lover or whatever it is, it's murder. And in fact, the laws of England makes it clear that there's no distinction. The case is called R.V. Clegg. A law enforcement officer gets no better treatment for murder or it's classified as anything else. And so we just need to do the public sensitization, public education to understand that we want justice, but this is not the way. This is not the answer.
How does the opposition spokesman on human rights deal with this from here on in?
Well, certainly, well before even getting, I like to say this, being a spokesperson of human rights is just a formality. My entire life, work, and my advocacy is always about human rights. What I will say moving on from here is I will use the platform to educate my counterparts in Parliament, and as well continue with public education, because what happened in Cherry Lane is a human rights issue. It's a breach of the right to life. It is one of the most fundamental human rights that we have, and we need to respect every single right. And if there was a respect for human rights, especially by not all, but some actors in the JCF, we wouldn't be having a conversation about a caller being upset of the silence of persons to speak out against something that is fundamentally wrong. So certainly, what I won't do is inundate the public with press release every time you see an extrajudicial killing, but to work to ensure that, one, the body cameras are used not just for traffic offenses, but the more serious ones, and to have an appreciation that the public should be suspicious when there is a resistance to wear it, because it is for the public safety and also for the protection of the officers to justify.
That is the thing, Isaac. We see where the police are not wearing the body camera, but at the same time, we don't see enough drive from legislatures, and not just your side, but the government side, who have the authority to implement policies. And it ought to be a policy decision to ensure that the police wear these body cam.
No, so here's the problem. The police officers are wearing body cams. They wear it for traffic stop. I have a case in court right now, and I can play the video of the traffic stop. And we know, and through these body cams, we can see where officers just lie. So the danger, so I will submit, and until they do otherwise, that with the lack of use of body cams is because it poses an integrity issue and excuse issues when things are untoward. And we are saying, because I can tell you this, there are more members of the JCF that is above board and have the highest integrity than there are the few ones that you need to weed out.
Totally agree
If there
with that.
is, like in the past, if there is a death squad, we need to know. Because a lot of this time, these officers aren't from the police stations in the places where these things take place.
But how can
If
the government convince us now, though, that there aren't a death squad? People believe that there is a death
so
squad.
the problem is this. I'm not going to sit here and throw blame on government, but to say that if there are state actors that are complicit, it's something that we need to know. And in the past, we've had a death squad. I think there has recently been an appeal. I don't want to misquote the name of the man. I don't know if it's Chucky or something, but some appeal in relation to testimony about being a part of a death squad, an appeal being turned down. In the past, there has been a death squad. And Amnesty International have in the past punished police officers and their families for participating in police activity of that nature. All I am saying, and Zolika Jess is the best person to have the conversation. She is the shadow minister for justice to take that on.
Yeah.
But in relation to the human rights aspect, I will always take this tone and this position because in the same breath, and I've said this to young police officers all the time, don't get boosted up because the force itself will discard you. When you are before the court and convicted, they will say you are a bad apple. So the best thing to do is to operate with the highest amount of integrity and understand that life is something given to us without knowing we are to receive it. Respect the Constitution, respect the human rights of the citizens. And that's the position that I take. And I don't think that in any functioning society, any government official should take a different approach.
Isaac, I'm not going to keep you here and talk about your ministry straight. But
yes,
I have to talk to you about East Portland because this is a warming interview for my listeners and viewers. And I tell you why. Before the death of Dr. Bloomfield, I used to be at Styles. And on a random Saturday morning, I could have just pick up the phone and call the MP and talk to him. Since 2019, I haven't spoken to a member of parliament for East Portland for some reason or the other. So having the member of parliament for East Portland on the line for me is a joy. Isaac, talk to us a little bit about your campaign and East Portland and the victory.
Well, I must say we ran a very, very vigorous campaign. It would be reminiscent of many of the books, but I won't call them out because the other side, like, even though some of them can't read them, like to go look hear about what is in those books. Anyway, but I must say that there's a teamwork make the dream work.
Yes.
I'm happy to say that we did bring home fellowship. Congrats to you as well.
Oh, thank you. Yeah.
And we did well in other areas too, especially those that wasn't ours. Mansion Hill, we really came in, and there were some significant areas in the Ferry Hill division that really show up for us.
Yes.
But that aside, there was a view that I was not living in Portland, but that is media. The reality is I was living there and my opponent wasn't.
People don't know that.
No, but a lot of people don't know that because they think that a 5-minute TikTok video is sufficient to say that you are interacting with the people.
And when I tell people that they don't live here,
running rampant all across Portland. Met with Water Commission, very good meeting. Some pipes were fixed immediately in the Prospect Division. We are still identifying those areas, but knowledge is power, they say.
Yes.
There is a drought. So Mansion Hill is feeling it. Some sections of Ferry Hill, as it relates to fellowship, where the bulk, the source of the water is the Rio Grande Valley. I know you know that. That's where water is. Everywhere else is a problem. But there is some fixing that has to be done and matters of catchment. And so while we work through it, there is a drought across Jamaica in some parishes. So the people need to know that. For me, water is major because I live there and it's very frustrating not to have the water. What I will say though is, if you are, this is public knowledge, if you are a paying customer with NWC, you can call them, and it is your right to have them truck water to you. Not like how the MP used to sell it, but at a reasonable cost, so that your tanks can be filled, and it can happen maybe at least once a week.
But
so I'm putting that out there to say that if you are a paying customer and you're attached to the National Water Commission line, then they have an obligation to provide water to you, which they do for some of the schools and some of the institutions.
The only thing I'd add to that, though, MP, what I'd add to that is that
ahead.
if you are a paying customer and they chuck the water to you, I don't think you're supposed to pay for it. I think you should sign, and that should come with your bill, innit?
No, right, but reasonable. The reasonable cost that you need to know is that it reflects similar to your water bill.
Right.
So that's what reasonable is, in light of the fact that you have water trucks charging $30,000 and these kind of money.
Yeah.
So that's what I mean by reasonable.
No,
but that is so. So,
No, this has been a reoccurring thing, though, MP. Once we have a drought with all the water that we have in Portland, Drapers Heights, they called a while ago that they don't have no water up at Drapers Heights, and they have not seen their garbage collect in a couple of weeks as well.
Yes.
What, though, are the plans for water going forward? Because we have to do something about water in this parish. We have water, we have to sort out it. What are the plans?
I'm glad you say that, but it's not that we already have started in terms of knowing that what we call low-hanging fruit is the ability to fix the pipes and changing them out, working in tandem with fixing some of the roads. There's an assumption that all roads are fixed, but on my schedule, certainly, the roads that I intend to fix, I work together with Water Commission to dig up those areas and fix the pipes so they don't have to go in again. Apart from that, I will say Fairy Hill is in a unique position because it's not just water, but the water, when we do get it, is salty.
The quality, yes.
So there has to be a contingency plan to ensure that the catchment is fixed.
Have they told you anything about...
We are working on that.
Have they told you...
I will be advocating and talking to Matthew Samuda, making my grouse heard, because like I said, that is where I live more than anything. So if they say he who feels it knows it, yes. I'm aware. And the tanks run out faster than you think when water not come in your pipe for a week, 8, 10 days. It's just really bad.
Have you heard anything about a new well for Fairy Hill?
There is talks about it. Whether or not we're going to get the funding because I am in opposition is another thing. But I will have means and ways to ensure that right when we're there, we're going to have something done.
All right. Now, there are a couple of things that were happening before. The Sparks program, the Reach program. Have you been updated yet on those programs to know what next for those programs?
What I will say to you is that waiting on what is it, Nesta Morgan to give updates as to where the funding for the programs that have been, the roads that have been selected and when the start date and end date for some of those. So that is the update, is that those monies aren't dispersed as yet.
What is the update on the... No, I should even ask you if you get it yet, because people, let me just remind you that it's not 1 month yet since he won the election. It's even way further from a month since he has been sworn in as the
not
member of Parliament.
Weeks yet since the swearing.
Right. So I need to ask the question this way. Have you been updated on the proposed bypass yet?
No. The proposed bypass comes with a whole lot of complications. There are land issues that I need updates on, especially as it relates to private property and whether or not the drawings are accurate and where it will start and where it will end. So there, no to that. I've met with CDF.
Yes.
And I can tell you, there is $0 left in the education fund.
So they have depleted the CDA for 2025?
It has been depleted to the extent that there's not much that can be done. Let me say that.
So the CDF done until what, the next financial year?
Which is March, but it's not accurate to say it's done. There are stuff that I'm in the process of calculating to ensure what the exact amount is and what can be done with it. But the education fund, which you know I'm big on education, that has completely been depleted.
Sorry about that, MP. Continue.
No, yeah. So I'm just making that clear.
All right. I just got a question that came in. People, you would have heard there was voice note that was going around just after the victory. They might take out pump and they might go do this with water. And have you done anything, reported it to the police, hear anything officially about it?
You know, I would tell you this. I know who the person was. I know where the person worked. I know all of that. I will just chalk it up to somebody having an emotional attack because their side didn't win.
Yeah.
Having done all the work they said they never did. The matter was reported. It was investigated. Having met with Water Commission, the pump in question, there was an electrical problem that had nothing to do with what he was saying. So the loss of water in spaces has nothing to do with that voice note. What was more important in the voice note is the approach to try to sabotage and the approach to try to make sure that the Portlanders are suffering so that I can look bad. While it is that these things will happen, you know, as it is, we just have to continue to put in the work, advocate, and keep our eyes open and our ears open to ensure that people aren't destroying Portland so that people can say work is not being done, because that is counterproductive to the progress of Portland.
Had the former MP called you to congratulate you or anything of the sort since your victory?
No such thing. In fact, the last time I've ever spoken to that MP was on Long Road when she rode into that shop and I told her I was going to beat her. And then she said, Shaka, when you talk to him, I can't believe you're there with him. You forget that? Yeah.
So you haven't spoken to her since?
No, what would be the point? I don't usually have. Anyway, let me leave that one alone.
Please do. No, Mr. MP, there are other projects that are taking place in the constituency, and a lot of people have been asking. What about the urban center? Any update on that?
Yes, man. Met with Czech, met with Factories Corporation, met with the investors. I'm fully abreast of what's happening. It is a completely private project. So I don't know why the former MP was taking any credit for it whatsoever, because it has nothing to do with it.
But
go ahead.
I want listen to this. Listen to this clip.
And the Factories Corporation is finalizing an agreement with China Harbor Engineering to build another urban center in Boundbrook, Portland at a cost of $4.2 billion.
You heard that?
Yes, man.
So the news says that the Factories Corporation, which is a government entity, is finalizing arrangement with Czech.
Let me help you with that. The Factories Corporation, although a government entity, also operates privately.
Okay. So you are saying that even the urban center in St. Thomas then wasn't really a government project?
No, that one was quasi-government, but this particular one, I can tell you, the investors, Barita Investment, NCB,
yes,
and
China Harbor.
China Harbor is the one that's building it, but it's really Barita and NCB that's doing this one, and Factories Corporation of Jamaica.
So China Harbour is not an investor, they are just building it.
No, not for this one. China Harbour is just the person responsible. They are the engineers and they're responsible for seeing the work through.
But I don't know if you saw when they had that was the second or the third groundbreaking.
Third groundbreaking, right.
The MP was there with the head of Factories Corporation, Littleton Shirley, who said he was sure that the MP would have a lot of people to give work. So he's not gonna treat you the same way?
No, man. So that's just what I'm saying. While it is that this MP will be able to give work, I'm not gonna behave like it's my project.
Okay.
You know I don't do that. You won't see me dancing and taking a whole lot of pictures and pretending that I'm working. Persons ought to know that work is available and they can go to the office. Doesn't matter what party you are from. You are a Portlander. If you have the skill, once the job is there, you will get it. And the jobs are available now.
So you're saying some jobs are available now?
I invite the youth to put in that application.
So you're saying to the youth of East Portland, some jobs are available now. Go to the office.
Yes, man. Go to the office. And no, you don't have to bring your voter's ID, and I don't want to know whether your mother is a comrade or your mother is a laborite. If you have the skill, show up.
So you're not going to ask them who them vote for. What if they never vote? Warmington say, if you never vote, don't check me. You have to participate in the system.
I can't believe is Warmington the standard these days?
No,
anyway,
no. No, Warming is not the standard, but
okay.
sometimes, Isaac, when you look at the turnout of voters in the last election, less than 40%, 60% of people sat home and said them now participate in no business. What are we gonna do about that? Can we continue that way?
No, right. So that's why I'm saying that standard is not one I would adopt. One of the reasons why somebody might not have come out to vote is because they're too busy trying to find food, trying to make ends meet. Rent is probably due, and life is ahead of them. You think people have time to go and vote when them trying to not commit suicide? Let's be for real.
Isaac, there are some people who brag about not voting. They are proud about not voting. Yes, you have those that can't make the time, but you have those who are proud.
No, and they're proud because they have been let down in the past. They don't see the benefit. And this is the time now when there's not an election to give public education and let people know the importance of voting. I certainly won't punish somebody because they never voted for me, because that's certainly not my mandate.
And I'm not talking about even voting for you. Once the person participate, as I tell people all the while, I have more respect for a laborite than for a man who don't vote. I'm really upset with people who take the stand that they're not voting, they're not business with government, politics not do nothing for them. I resent it.
Well, I would just say this. I don't resent it. I just feel that a different conversation and public education can do better.
Some people want to know the location of your office and a phone number if possible.
The office is located at 6 Allen Avenue. That's right where Smart Road is, at that intersection between Smart Road and Allen Avenue.
Mm-hmm. And
the phone numbers 876-468-6355 or 876-394-4623.
And you can call, not necessarily that you're going to get the MP, but somebody will be in the office office time.
Call
please.
the office,
and
get
it's
the
office
information.
time. 9 to 5?
Yes, man, 9 to 5. Monday through Friday.
No, in terms of your plans for the short term, the first year, 2 years, what can the people of East Portland expect from Isaac Buchanan?
You know, I am working on a water project in Moortown. I am also launching the DEEP program. That's a digital economy education program.
Yes.
That is immediate. So you're gonna see that happening. I also have some commitments with Fair Prospect High School that I plan to complete very soon with the desk and the chairs.
Yeah.
And just in general,
you have adopted.
Hold
on, Isaac. Let me just tell the listeners and viewers that since Isaac came to Portland, he has adopted the Fair Prospect High School.
Yes.
So when you hear him talk about the Fair Prospect High School, him take on that as his personal responsibility. So you're going to fix. Yeah, go ahead.
Yeah, in fact, today I sent a team to complete the assessment. I don't know if you are aware, but you recall when I had made a big thing about the police station at the pier.
Yes.
We had a team that was to put on a roof, but the government has changed out the roof. So there's some internal furniture that we're working on to give to the officers if the government decides that they don't want to complete that project.
So you're talking about water police at the new marina?
Yes, the marina police station.
Right. So you're talking to us about the things that you plan to do in the short term.
These are short term things, and as I said, working on the water issues and trying to find water solutions. I also am to meet with my team about the health center.
For where?
So doing that in the near future.
Health center for where?
That's why we're going to talk about it. It's the best division to put it in because we know that health services is lacking.
So we know that. Go ahead, Isaac.
No. So I'm just trying to ensure that where it's placed is the best place that can give the ease of traffic in terms of servicing that community.
What do you say to the people who are saying that you are going to be sabotaged based on the fact that the PNP is not in government? How you plan to deal with that?
Let me tell you something, man. My duty is to the people and to take care of the people. Just like with this election, it's not government that made us win. We actually beat government. Is that I'm going to continue with the platform, working with NGOs and the diaspora to make a meaningful decisions. I will, because it is my duty, reach out to government, highlight the issues, and remind them that any help and any intervention is for the people of Portland.
All right.
And it's not a political thing.
So we know you talk.
I'm not worried about it.
We know you talk about the DEEP, which is
yes,
kind of youth-centric as well. But is that just for Portland, or is that something that you will be pushing outside of East Portland?
You know what? They say Pastor bless them pick me first.
Yeah.
The first phase of the DEEP is centered around the citizens of Portland. It's 18 all the way up to 58. So even though we say youth, we're talking it's for everybody. It's a knowledge-based thing that transforms into income at the end of the way, at the end of the course, the 12-week program, which is the digital interfacing with the digital economy. So after we have launched that, I am going to pilot the program for the youth across Jamaica. But it starts with Portland.
All right. So you also spoke about not just the DEEP, but the heat.
Yes.
And you mentioned some stuff about healthcare a while ago. We did talk a little bit about education. But what is it that you're going to be bringing for agriculture?
Well, as you know, this time around, what I will say about giving them access to the fertilizers, certainly this continue to work this time around with case to ensure that the transformation of case to a university is complete. After that, it's the public education certification to have the farmers use the technology to improve their farming. Outside of that, as you know, I'm not in government, so a lot of the assistance also comes from NGOs and private partners.
All right, so that's agriculture. Talk to us about tourism.
Tourism, now, I can tell you this, the ideas, just like how they were your ideas and people before, we are looking to see the pier upgraded. We're looking to see the ships come in as a result of that. The tourism office return to Portland and continue to strengthen nature tourism and ecotourism.
No, Isaac, a listener called earlier and he gave me a question for you. I don't know if it's you or is the PNP, but him say, I must ask you this question. The Electoral Office of Jamaica basically comes under the Prime Minister's jurisdiction, one of the Prime Minister's ministry. His argument is that if that continues to be so, no other party will win government in Jamaica again. They are saying, and not just him, but a lot of my listeners and viewers are saying that we must get the EOJ from under the Prime Minister. And my view on it is that the EOJ should be an independent entity like the Integrity Commission, those kind of creatures of Parliament. What say you?
Yes. Why I believe that those entities should be separate and outside of the office of the Prime Minister. I will say that. It shouldn't even be in the same building and same vicinity. But outside of, and the irony is, you can't even have a polling station near an MP office, let alone have the entire body in the Prime Minister's office. But outside of that, I disagree that an election can't be won notwithstanding.
Well,
the power remains with the people, and the people of Portland Eastern has proven that to Jamaica.
But
there must be more conversations about the integrity of voting, not buying your vote, not selling it, not participating in illegality during the electoral process. Those should be the conversations that we have.
Mm-hmm.
And outside of that, you vote for the future of Jamaica. You don't vote for a money that done the same 2 days after election, and now you have 5 years ahead of you to ask.
But
each and everybody to assist you so you can do the same thing again. It is just that narrative has to change.
But do you understand the concerns, though, of those who are saying that?
No, the concerns are legitimate. But I will say that when the People's National Party, in its candidate selection, will also give the support to the candidates to strengthen the vigilance and the type of dedication that's needed to ensure that you bring home. Because I'm telling you this, the power is in the people. And if the people love you, there's no amount of money that a rich man can spend to strict this voting and circumvent the process.
Mm-hmm. All right. Let me see if
that's my belief.
Don't move a muscle. Let me see if I have a question for you. Hold on. Hello, good evening.
I have a question for Mr. Buchanan. I just can't believe what I'm hearing from him.
All right, tell you what. If you have a question, let me give you a phone number, because he's not gonna hear on this line that we are on. So just hold on. Let me.
Okay, let me write.
Because you can't believe I don't remember my own number, eh? Lord have mercy. Let me just get the number so that I can get it out so everybody can call. This number. The 2 What is it? 202-9201. That's 202-9201. Call me on that number so you can hear the question same time. All right? So let me just open the line there for people who want to ask the MP a quick question. It's not a discussion, not a dialogue. If you have a question for the MP, I will allow you to ask just one question. All right? And the number is 202-9201. So, Comrade Buchanan. Comrade Buchanan? Comrade Buchanan?
Yes, I'm here.
Oh, sorry. My bad. I pressed the wrong button. So, there are some listeners and viewers who want to ask you one question. I said I'm going to open another line so as to give them the opportunity just to ask a question. One question. I'll move on.
Sure, go ahead.
All right. So anybody want the permission? It's 876-202-9201. Now, MP, there are some roads, bad roads. People are talking about getting their road fixed now. The former MP used to dance on road all when she fix it. People are looking for roads in their area. What do you have to say to them?
I will say to you that subject to any funds that is allocated for roads, the roads will be fixed accordingly. And so once we identify the roads, and I can tell you, I'm also in Portland. So I know the roads that need fixing immediately. I will be getting to them.
You drive on them. No, if I may,
I drive on them. If I want to get to Berrydale.
Tell her, thank you. Tell her.
I want to go into Tom's Hope and not dropping them potholes.
And Bellevue, please.
I have to drive through Nonsuch.
No, I tell you something. Bellevue, big up on yourself. Bellevue,
no, I want to tell you this though. Bellevue have it done.
Have to.
It started already.
Yeah.
But I'm telling you, that is a road that have to fix from top to bottom. It's one Bellevue. Mm-hmm. So this skipping around and fixing the people, road improvement won't operate like that. And no, even when the road fixed, you won't see me dancing on them.
No, but you see, that is not land. Oh, boy, you see the land thing, people. We don't want to go into the land thing because we're not in government. But anything you want to say to the people about land, Comrade Buchanan?
The most important thing I'm going to say about land is that there's a lot of people on land that we need to get them title for the land.
How you going to assist?
Maybe another time I have to come on your show on a Saturday, you pick it, and have the public education about adverse possession.
Yes.
And the things that needs to be done to ensure that the title of the property you are on gets in your name, especially at a time when this bypass is being pegged and going through lands that people are on but don't necessarily have title to. So that's a priority and a focus. And again, they have the office number. If they're concerned, they must reach out because I have systems in place to ensure that they're not disenfranchised.
So you are going to assist them
right now.
You are going to assist them in getting titles for those lands?
Of course. That was a part of what I said I would do when I become the MP, and I have systems in place and lawyers to assist where that is concerned.
So the start is to come to the office, give them the name,
yes,
get registered.
Make it your business to come to the office and say, this is my concern, this is where I am. We'll send a team out to look,
yes,
and we'll assist in terms of ensuring that if the rights are there, that it is protected. And the ultimate goal is for you to have title in hand so you can do business with the land that you are on.
Okay. And then, of course, when you come to the office, nobody no business if you have PNP, GLP,
no
P.
It's not
just
a requirement.
Come with your issue because this is now the MP's office.
Yes, it's for everybody.
So we don't want you to look at the office now as a PNP office. It is the MP's office. I that you think you should have a separate place that people who may
working on it, man. But just turn the MP.
So you're working on a separate office from that one there.
We're working on a separate office so that people understand that it is non-political.
So the MP office is not a I love that. I love that. Anybody want to come to the MP office can forward. Isaac.
Yeah, man. Politics done right now.
It is governance time.
Please treat the help if you need it as something that is provided by your member of parliament. Nobody, we listen, we don't judge.
Somebody is saying that you gave out a lot of tablets before you became MP. Will there be more tablets now that you are MP?
Of course. The tablet drive continues, and my mission is to ensure that every single child has a tablet.
Alston White is saying Navy Island. What is on your agenda for Navy Island?
What's on my agenda for Navy Island is to find out who owns it, why it was cut up, why is it being privatized, and to ask the tough questions in Parliament to preserve Navy Island for the people of Portland.
So you're saying Navy Island is being privatized? It's no longer owned.
Man.
It's no longer owned by the government.
Has already been cut up.
And you're saying it's no longer owned by the government?
I am saying that I need to ascertain whether it is still owned by the government.
Oh, so you're going to check it out. The last information we have that it's under the auspices of the Port Authority of Jamaica.
Well, we're going to check to ensure that that is still the status quo.
Definitely. Blue Lagoon and the rafters. Any
Blue
update
Lagoon
on
and the rafters? That matter is still before the court, but I'm now in a position to get the answers as to why the parish council road has been privatized.
Yes.
So the first mission is to remove the private security. Certainly,
hold on. What you said? The first mission for Blue Lagoon
is to remove the private security. It's parish council land, and that is the first order of the day.
So the men now who used to raft down the sea, go down to Pelu Island and come up back. What about them?
Well, I don't know what the arrangement is. I never get any further information on it. Parish council was not helpful. And I do tell you, as I told you, there is a case in court.
Yes.
But we're going to see, and I'm going to work with the Port Antonio police to ascertain whether what is being done currently is something that can be sustained, and wasn't something that was being prevented just by virtue of the MP. Or if that is the case, I certainly won't be authorizing or allowing anybody to continue that type of discrimination.
You have a question over there? Oh, so somebody's asking about Folly. You have anything on your agenda for Folly? You hear about any? Somebody said.
Well, something I want to say to you. Before I came the MP, the former MP and her family had prevented the Boston Jerk Fest. Certainly for Folly is to build it out in terms of its entertainment value. So in the near future, expect that we'll be bringing back the entertainment zone right there by having a show that includes something reminiscent to Rebel Salute. So the vendors can prepare to have, a night or two selling their products right there while there's a stage show.
Tell me something. Somebody's just writing in the chat room. Colin, did you see the recent court ruling in the Paul Buchanan case? You know anything about that, MP?
No, I'm not aware of that. I just left court, so I wouldn't know if a ruling came out.
Well, I want to say to Sandra, I have not seen anything either, Sandra. That's news to me. So if there's a court ruling, maybe you can share it with us so we can see it in the chat room. Comrade MP, is there anything you want to add that we have not touched on thus far?
No, I think we touched on all of it, but I'm hoping that this Christmas we will have church night. We'll have a watch night, and that the church will unite and come together.
Yes.
And just looking forward to a vibrant economy and anything that we as Portlanders can do for ourselves. We'll have the town hall meetings, and we'll just have better communication to ensure that the 5 divisions are connected, and we try to move around the economy and support each division at a time with whatever events are going on, and we just do what we have to do as Portland Eastern.
MP, I don't know if I'm the only person. No, I'm not, because somebody called about it earlier. I've been seeing an additional pile up in the garbage around the town of Port Antonio. I don't know if you realize anything different.
Yeah, I have realized that as well, because they take long to move the garbage from my house. What I will say though is that I usually notice that when there's a change of government, that it really gets like that. It's not just unique to Portland.
Mm.
And I expect that normal operations will return soon.
Somebody's asking about the market. You hear anything about the market was burnt down? Which year? About 2 years.
I'm aware that funds was also collected with an expectation that it would be rebuilt.
That is the next question, because at one point we heard $50 million was collected on behalf of the vendors, and about 20 million was paid out. What happened to the rest? But what happened to the renovation of the market?
Well, I haven't been able to have the conversation with the municipal yet.
Yeah.
I haven't had the parish council meeting yet. So I will ask for that update, because there's some stuff that I want to be done, including the lighting of that area before Christmas. And I'm saying it from now, because you know that the time flies really fast. I cannot believe it. We're in October.
The lighting of which area?
November. Huh?
The lighting of which area? I missed that.
In the market. There's no light at the back of the market.
Oh, so you want to light it up?
I want to light it up, and I want to light the lane, market lane.
Yeah.
And there's some other things that needs to be done. So it's on the agenda. It's ambitious, but I think I can get it done before Christmas.
Well, Comrade MP, I know we're going to be talking lots of people. This is not going to be like when we had an MP where we could have never hear nothing out of. The silence was deafening. We know in a position that we have an MP that we can call, we can talk to, we can hear what is going on, what is not going on, what are the issues that we need to deal with for the constituency of Eastern Portland. So some people in the chat room are saying, no worry yourself, you're covered. A lot of people are praying for you.
Amen to that. I appreciate that.
All right, so
and I'm just a phone call away. So
definitely,
definitely.
All right, so final thing, MP. When is the victory dance are that done? All the victory celebration done with?
No. I'm continuing. I am stuck in a court matter right now. I went to court to tell the judge that if I can get a trial date for January. And I don't think the court care if you're an MP. He says, sit down, trial starts now, and I've been there since a week.
So the trial is going on. So hopefully after that,
the trial is going on. We finish our the cases are finished, and closing arguments is in the morning. So tomorrow appears to be the last day.
All right, so we wish you all the best on that. Well, MP, we'll be in touch. We'll continue to be in touch. We wish you all the best and good going, Godspeed.
All right, hold up Natalie for me. Big up yourself.
Bless up. All right, sir.
All right. Yeah.
MP for East Portland, Isaac Buchanan. I don't understand how some people are called, say them want to talk to him. And when you open the line, when you hear no. But on the like up live now, almost 1,400 people on the live. And my uncle have 317 like. You don't like the show? 876-804-7072. When was the last time East Portland hear from the member of parliament? What a breath of fresh air. And this is the first of many interviews we're going to talk to the MP for East Portland. We're going to be going through the shadow cabinet, my people. We're going to be going through the shadow cabinet. We're going to be inviting all of them here to talk about their portfolio and the plans that they have, what they are planning to do, and how they are planning to represent us, because we know they can't implement nothing but the representation. Excellent.
Shaka.
Bless up.
Boy, it's great to hear your MP.
Yes, man. Yeah, man.
You know, there was that gap in representation in Portland.
Yes.
Which started on the 2nd of February 2019.
Tala.
But it ended on September 3rd.
Yes.
It ended September 3rd, 2025. And to God be the glory. Great things he had done, you know?
Yeah, man. And give us the victory. He gave us the victory.
Yeah, man, you know. And I know, you know, redemption will come, you know, because soon and very soon, the West shall be set free.
Yes. Free at last.
So,
free at last.
Yeah, so we're looking forward to those days.
Yeah, man.
And it's great to hear the plans the MP have for East Portland.
Whole heap of plans, man. Whole heap of plans.
When I look at it, you know, Chaka, if it weren't for Edward Siaga, Portland would be one of the gems of tourism in Jamaica.
In the world.
And the Caribbean. You know.
In the world.
But Edward Siaga, through selfish motivations, had a different plan.
Yeah.
You know, and that different plan that he had collapsed tourism in Portland. And essentially stopped the drive, the economic development of Portland. You know, but redemption is coming. But Shaka, yeah, man, the court threw out the bid for Paul Buchanan, you know?
Oh.
Rejected the bid.
Oh. I was talking about it this evening and saying that it's a bit different from the previous case where more people than was on the voters list voted. That's a total different thing, you know?
Yeah.
Yeah.
But you know, Shaka, it just shows the nature of our democracy.
Yeah.
And it shows the nature of our political system, that there's a high level of regression going back to where we have been coming from.
Yeah, and Bruce Golden said we need to protect it, you know?
You know, and that's the reason why I felt disgusted when somebody like a Bruce Golden could have come out and said, if the PMP cannot bring evidence, they should shut up.
It was,
you know, when I heard
it was Bruce Golden said that, or Christoph?
There was a quoting. There was a quote. Some newspaper I read quoted Bruce Golden saying that.
Yeah.
But I hope it's not true.
I never see that.
I heard some newspapers say that, but I hope it's not true. Tufton himself knew what happened, and it is so sad that when they know what the reality is, they come out dancing to the country. It's very sad, but better. I'll tell you something, Shaka. What we are seeing in Jamaica now is just the iceberg of what is to come.
Hey,
see, they know
we have
young doctors, interns who can't get anywhere to do internship.
Well, how can that be? Why so?
You'll have to ask the ministry and the minister and the government. If you can't do internship, Shaka, I mean that you have to slung your head after spending millions of dollars to study.
But are we so overwhelmed with medical people that we can't find place for doctors to do intern?
Foolishness.
What?
I'm going to say this to you. This is just being a conspiracy theorist. Do you remember when UTech started their law school?
Yes.
And then they were talking about the challenges of UTech student going to bar school, like going to Norman Manley.
Yes, I heard that. I remember.
And they were putting a pause. They would have massive spit over it and fight.
Mm-hmm.
No shocker, because medical education has become so expensive in Jamaica. People are going to other places to study where it's a third of the cost, sometimes 40 or 50% of the cost.
Have a
And
brethren,
they're
you
getting
see,
their medical degrees.
have a brethren do a song say reasons. They said education is the key to success, but the cost of it, they make the cost of it exorbitant.
Prohibitive.
Yeah.
So I believe that it just applies to make sure that, guess what? A lot of these people just come and put on there have to study at UWI, because your internship is guaranteed if you study at UWI.
Yeah.
It's not guaranteed if you study anywhere else.
If you study anywhere else, you have a problem. But you see,
it is not guaranteed. It's an option.
But excellence. One of the problem now, where people, you see, sometime if something not come on your doorstep, you know, deal with it. Cornwall Regional wouldn't that be one of the places that these doctors go for internship?
Absolutely. It's a type of hospital.
Yeah. So with Cornwall Regional down for so long, that cramps some space, innit?
Well, it only makes logical sense.
Tell her. So some people will claim say corruption have nothing to do with them, and government not do nothing for them. I tell you all the while, it is the government that makes the policies. If we talk about the police not wearing body cameras and special operation, it is a government policy. If the government say it must happen, it will go happen, don't sir?
Well, Shaka, speak truth.
If the government want the police to wear body cameras, the police will have to wear them.
If the government says you have to find space for these interns, they must have to find space for them.
Yes.
If the minister come out and say we have to put up these extra interns no matter what, they will find space.
I see somebody on TikTok talking about S&P. I wonder if him understand what S&P say. S&P has upgraded Jamaica's credit ratings from BB minus to BB. This is the place you have to come learn this, me youth. But in that report, S&P said Jamaica is at an economical crossroads because the country is not growing. So maybe you're just tuning into this show, but we dealt with that extensively. In fact, we had Ralston on for about half an hour talking about S&P and the upgrade and starting and the 1.6% growth over the second quarter last year. We deal with all of those things extensively. So this is where we teach them class the youth.
But Shaka,
yeah,
this person never read where say my food say government need to cut public sector size in order to grow.
But we not agree with my food doing excellent.
No, I'm just telling him what he says.
Yeah, because growth is critical right now. Growth is needed in this country. And my food went further, because my food remind them of the promise of 5 in 4. That let me play my food, because you don't know which part you're there. Make certain you touch a plus 4 in front of my face so you can learn some things. Listen this.
The former JMEA president says the Jamaican economy cannot afford another 5 years of stagnation. According to Mr. Mahfood, many Jamaicans still recall the much-touted JLP promise of 5 in 4. That's 5% GDP growth in 4 years, which never materialized. He says with a renewed mandate, it would be folly for the government to simply continue business as usual and expect a different result. Mr. Mahfood says urgent action is needed. He outlined 9 measures he believes can jumpstart the economy. The first is reducing the cost of the public sector from 13% of GDP to 10% over the next 5 years.
No, let me just tell you, we don't agree with that. It is a way that it can work, but excellence, we believe in growing the economy, making the pie bigger. You can't take people bread in this time, Sir Mahfood. But make you listen a little more what him say.
He says Jamaica's public sector wage bill has swelled after recent compensation reviews, which is crowding out resources that could otherwise fund development programs. It's for this very reason that Mr. Mahfood says the government cannot afford to increase public sector wages at this time. He's also calling for lower interest rates to spur productive investment. Mr. Mahfood says the present high-rate regime is strangling the productive sector. Only yesterday, the country's central bank held its key policy rate at 5.75%, but commercial banks have been slow to reduce their lending rates. He says it's not justified based on the present low rate of inflation and significant foreign exchange reserves in hand. Mr. Mahfood wants alignment with inflation and productivity. He says any increase in the minimum wage must be supported by an increase in the productive sector, or it will make the country uncompetitive. The former JMEA boss is also calling for unprecedented investment in education, health, and security. He says the people of Jamaica have endured more than 10 years of sacrifice in order to reduce the debt to GDP ratio. He says it's time to release the pressure on the people and provide them with a better quality of life.
You hear that? You hear that? So this
Yes,
is where
man.
we teach them things for no understand. In fact, if you check out Portland Spice TV, we have posted a video yesterday because Ralston and myself, Excellence, had a discussion on how the culture and the creative industry could spur growth in the Jamaican economy within 2 years. But pick up yourself, Excellence. We'll talk again.
Brother, take care of yourself.
Mystical.
Yes, sir. How are you?
Me there, brother. What you say?
Yeah, I just hear more like a news flash a while ago, more like that about the court showing out Buchanan's quest for.
Yes, that's what Excellence just told us.
Yeah, but for me, Chaka, matters concerning misconduct and where it is seen blatantly that there has been an attempt to frustrate, the course of justice and rights and entitlement. The court has a duty to hear a case, as long as the case is not frivolous, contentious, vexatious, or malicious. I don't know if they would have considered the case such, but I don't know that.
Well, we need to find out what they said. We need to find out what the court really said, why they would have thrown out the case.
Yes, because I think the matters of this nature must be allowed to go through the rigor and the processes that can give people an hearing, so it can come out to all of us. It's not just the court, to all of us, that indeed something, it went awry. Because for people outside here looking on based upon video scenes and so on, and happenings, electronic failures and so on, technical failures. I mean, I think there is sufficient from our little opinions, read these matters. There is sufficiency to have these matters dealt with, in a way that shows transparency. And then it takes our mind to absolve the system from being contaminated, the court system from being contaminated, because that has to be factored into.
Yes.
Yeah?
Yes.
Yeah. Yes. So that's as much I have to say. And Portland, Shaka.
Yeah.
Yourself and the MP and people who have great ideas, there is enough support out there, There's enough support out there from agencies, local and abroad, that can assist, to propel ideas forward,
True.
Take the Rio Grande Valley. I mean, you guys don't have to wait and no government assistance, man.
Yeah.
There are some low-hanging fruits, man, which can be incentivized easily,
In the Rio Grande Valley, yeah.
Yeah, man, easily, So you just have a look at those low-hanging fruit, at least cause a thing, and make them be a reality.
And some of them which will basically
waterfalls and all them things available in the valley, and
Definitely.
So a number of them things they can happen.
All right, my brother. Respect and
yes,
thanks.
brother.
One love, we talk. Yeah, man.
Cool.
876-804-7072. This is the Colin Bell Show. We're taking your call. We had just spoke to the Member of Parliament for East Portland and, of course, the Shadow Minister for Youth and the Human Rights. He spoke on the issue with the young man down there in Clarendon as well. Hello, good evening. Welcome to the Colin Bell Show.
Good night, sir.
Yes,
I do not think the court should reject Paul Buchanan thing. They should have aired the story, whatever down.
We need to hear what the court. We need to hear what the court says before we can make any kind of comment. We need to know what they said.
Well, yeah, I understand you understand your point, but still, as we laymen out here, we understand the reason why. And all I can say, Mr. Buchanan, please, you must appeal against this, because you cannot have 2,000 vote, and that is not living in your, what do you call it? Your that word I cannot call.
Constituency or division, whichever one of them.
Yeah, that's it. Me and that word is not good, sir. So all I can say, Mr. Buchanan, go back and appeal. Don't let Kanju win. Yeah? Kanju think he's God Almighty. Thank you.
We will try and find out what the court says. You're most welcome. Thanks for the call. Yeah, man. 876-804-7072. This is the Colin Bell Show. We are live on Portland Spice TV. We are also live on Shaka Fame at TikTok. Touch a plus, and touch up his screen. Touch up his screen. Yeah, man. And of course, if you have not yet subscribed to Portland Spice TV, we implore you to subscribe, share, and like the video. Become a Portland Spice TV ambassador. Share the channel with everybody in your contact. Yeah, man. Thanks for the support. Go ahead, caller.
Good night, Mr. Bell.
Blessings and welcome.
I want to ask a really quick question. Do we have a Coast Guard system in Jamaica?
Yes, we do.
So how is it the U.S. Coast Guard is finding so many illegal stuff within the territorial water of Jamaica? Our Coast Guard?
Is it Jamaica they're finding it, or in the Caribbean? In the Caribbean
No. Sea? The U.S. Coast Guard is finding it.
They are
intercepting the vessels in around the Jamaican territorial water.
Oh, well, we have a ship rider agreement with the U.S., you know.
Okay.
Yeah, man, we do have a ship rider agreement with the U.S.
The only reason why I said this, you know, if the U.S. Coast Guard, which is based in Miami, most of them that doing the patrol within the Caribbean region.
Yeah.
And we have so many, I know we have more than 4 Coast Guard ships.
Yeah.
But I would expect as a Jamaican living in the United States, it should be more Jamaican Coast Guard is doing this patrol and intercepting these vessels in the territorial water of Jamaica and not the U.S. Coast Guard.
Well, maybe we don't even have the capacity to patrol our waters well enough. One of the questions that I have been asking, why is it we can't pick up the Asians at sea? Why is it that the Asians always come on land and we say we have Coast Guard that's supposed to be patrolling our waters? You know, so...
But where they, in December, them just commission one Coast Guard vessel, cost millions of dollars.
But you're the point to me, and we have a plane too, you know. You know, so we have a surveillance plane. But you're the point to me, I make. You're the point. If we can't find Asian Reketeki boat, or you have to find speedboat.
That is where me really say, why is it we have all of these investors, all of these security money based on what me hear the security minister say all the time, oh, we spend the most money.
But we get the worst result. The spend is not effective.
I me read the newspaper. Me I wonder, then I want to our Coast Guard, what them really do I yard?
Somebody on TikTok said Jamaica Coast Guard are garbage.
Because up to Saturday night gone, the U.S. Coast Guard intercept one vessel off the coast of Negril with 1,500 pounds of weed.
Oh, yeah, sir.
It come out in the newspaper. Jamaica cleaner.
Okay. I think may I try remember if me pick up that. I may try remember.
Last month in the month of August, there was a vessel, the U.S. Coast Guard and a warship, U.S. warship, a chase from out of the Atlantic or Pacific, one of them that close to Jamaica. Them take Jamaica territorial water. That's the time when them buzz Jamaica Defense Force Coast Guard and them help intercept the boat in a Jamaica.
Oh, okay. Well,
we do much pound a white lady.
Tell her.
You understand? So this is what I say, based on what the US find within the territorial water, the Caribbean, within the last month, trillions of dollars.
But it is for good reason, my brethren, why we have the shipwright agreement with the US, because that means they have more resources than us and they are able to assist in those. It's just a pity that they are not assisting with stopping the guns from coming here.
Yes, that is true. You know what I mean? Because, you know, me just look on, based on when I read out of the Jamaica newspaper and when I read out of the US Coast Guard newspaper.
Yeah.
Based on the interception, what them a do. And it's not only, you're not surprised to know the amount. Well, you hear the president here, me not call the name, but you know who me attack.
Yeah, man.
Him say really a turn up the heat within the Caribbean and everywhere to intercept. Why am I intercept?
Well, I don't mind him intercepting, but I don't think you should be unaliving people when you can intercept them. Intercept them and arrest them. I don't believe in the unalivement of people.
Me not believe in that too, but me only show you based on how many of them.
Robert is saying Jamaica have a vast area, not enough boat plus technology to surveillance the area. So yeah, hence we have the US that agreement with them to the surveillance.
But more than imagine the amount of millions that they spend on Naman Manley, the boat when you Naman Manley in December, about 17 or 18 of December, it commissioned in a Port Royal.
Yeah, man.
And that is $1 billion.
I think most of them boat that are Port Antonio now, I think they are mostly over here. Based on they're supposed to be doing some work on the Coast Guard area in Port Royal. So most of the Coast Guard boats are now docked right here in Port Antonio.
Yes. And the next thing, when me a little bit of boy, about in the 1960, 67, 66, you used to see cruise ship are coming to Portland. Would I like to see them come back again in a chief?
Well, that's the intention. You hear the MP spoke to it a while ago. Our intention to get the East Harbour development done, that we can now accept the mega liners. Because one of the problems with Port Antonio, the existing cruise ship here can't accommodate these big ships that you're seeing, Ocherius and Falmouth and Montego Bay. But what we have is the East Harbour, that if we develop the East Harbour, then we could accommodate any size ship, even the largest one, into the East Harbour. So that is why you hear me always saying that it is not the urban center that we need in Port Antonio, but the East Harbour development that we can ramp up the tourism sector again in Portland, and then we'll see farming start to grow and people start make more money in Portland, because right now we don't have a moving economy in Portland.
Serious thing. Now our next topic before we go.
Final
is
topic.
Our last one.
Yeah.
The Bowden Wharf were used to really go on in the 60s. You know, you hear of them having a plan to really put back a wharf or a pier back in that location.
I don't know. I hear the Minister of Tourism now talking about Portland and St. Thomas. I don't know what is going to happen for Bowden, but we are pushing round here for the East Harbour development to happen. But thanks for the call, here.
All right, my boss. Take care.
Yeah, man. All right, it has been a big show, a good show. We want to thank Ralston Hyman for coming on earlier. And then we want to thank the Member of Parliament for East Portland and the opposition spokesman on youth and human rights, Comrade Isaac Buchanan, who spent some time with us this evening. We want to thank them for coming on. We want to thank you, our valid listeners and viewers. We want to bless you up and thank you for sticking and staying with us. We know that there are thousands, if not millions of options out there. And the fact that you stick and stay with us, we want to thank you very much and ask that those of you who have not yet subscribed to our channel or you are not following us, please do so. Subscribe to Portland Spice TV. Click on the notification bell. Share the channel. Click up the like button. It don't cost nothing. It don't cost nothing for subscribe. It don't cost nothing for like the video. We thank you for watching. Please share the channel with your friends and family. This has been the Colin Bell Show for yet another Wednesday, the first one in the month of October. May the good Lord continue to bless and keep you. Make his face shine upon you and be gracious unto you. The Lord lift up his light and give you his peace. Until we meet again Saturday morning. Blessings.